Yo guys, what is up? It is Heaven11 here today, and I'm bringing you another throwback team challenge, and today we are doing AS Monaco. They had just a few good players back in the day, I guess you could say. They had quite the talent within their ranks here. As you can see, we've got and brought back quite a few names for them. I think we brought back 10. I think the one thing that this team is going to struggle with is they really aren't going to be able to have a real good sense of what their center backs and their goalie could have become had they signed a few more of that sort of talent pool, but we will see what we can do here. I think I'll just do this 4-4-2, and then we'll play, obviously, Mbappé at striker. We'll put in Mendy over there. We'll put in Fabinho there. We'll put in Bernardo Silva over there. We'll put in João Moutinho in at that spot. We can put Rodríguez, Bakayoko, and Lemar on the bench, and then we can put Tielemans on the bench as well, and then put Martial out wide. And then bring Dogbia up here at least. But yeah, I think that's going to be the big struggle here for this team, is their center back and their goalie situation is pretty ropes. They don't have anyone that they sold really that's going to be worth bringing back. That was in the center back position really, because Glick was good that year that they went far in the Champions League, and so was Subasic. And then they had Jemerson playing there, who is solid, and then Aguilar probably will grow a bit, but I think that that's going to be the factor that holds them back, is going to be this defense and goalkeeper situation, especially since we're doing 3 seasons. Glick's going to out-age his position pretty fast. We can basically just get straight into simming, because there's the first team. The challenge is to win as many trophies as possible and just sort of see where we end up and whatnot. So let's just get straight into the simming. And here we are on the 1st of January here in the first round of the simulation, and we'll sort of glance through here. It's not looking too good in the league, but we are past the round of 16 in the Coupe de la Ligue. I don't know where we might be for the league, because it looks like it was only recently that we started playing really like And we can check here. We are 1 point off the title, so that's pretty solid. It looks like we'll be able to secure Champions League for next season, hopefully. Ironically, Mendy is hurt. I might, because Rodríguez is happy right now, and Moutinho went down. So I might just swap them like that, and then maybe put Kondogbia on instead of Subasic. We have so many good center mids. That's our only problem here, is we have so many good center mids, hardly any good center backs for simming and growth wise. But I think we're really just outscoring the teams we're playing against here. Because we can go check the stats. Look. Compt's got 7 clean sheets. Off goals, Rodríguez has 20 goals off the bench. Mbappé has 13. Martial has 9. Coutinho has 6. That's pretty solid. Fabinho's got 3. Aguilar's got 2. Balde, Lemar, Glick, Mendy all have 1. Assists, Moutinho's got 8. Mbappe's got 5. Martial, Fabinho, and Lemar have 3. Mendy and Rodríguez have 2. Golovin got 2 as well. Ben Yedder's got 1. I don't know how he's only played 1 game when he is in our starting lineup, but broken simulation. Mariappan has 1 as well. I'd say probably the most disappointing one is Bernardo Silva, but it's clear he's not playing in the simulations, so I can't really fault him. Kondogbia was in the reserves, and he's got more games than Bernardo Silva. And Bernardo Silva's in the starter, so. And now we can just sort of start simming to the end of the season. Maybe we'll end up with the trophy run here. We'll sim to the day after the last game, and I will see you guys then. And we have just reached the end of the season here. We can sort of check on how our results went towards the end here. I think a couple of points shy of the title is how we ended up, because it looks like everything was going good. We probably lost in that round on pens to PSG. Yeah, lost to them there. And lost to them there in the Coupe de la Ligue. So I don't know if we got any titles out of this season. There was some good growth overall on some of those players, like Martial. Fabinho went up 1, Silva went up 2, Tielemans went up another 1. Lemar went up 2. Kondogbia and Bakayoko went up 1. Golovin went up 2. So there was some decent growth. Yeah, we were Centurions, but not even title winners, because our 2 losses to Paris and a couple of draws really gave away the title. But that is a very good sight going in the Champions League, that we are able to get 100 points off of just league play and only lose to PSG when there's teams like Lyon and Marseille in here. And we can kind of check out the stats here. As you scroll past it, 16 clean sheets for Lecomte. Mbappé with 30 goals, Martial with 23, Rodríguez was 20, so he didn't get a single goal or assist here in the second half. Lemar is 11, Fabinho 9, Moutinho 8, Aguilar 3, Glick with 1, Jemerson, Balde, Silva, Mendy all with 1. And then our assists, Mbappé with 12, Moutinho with 10, Martial with 8, Lemar with 8, Fabinho with 5, Aguilar, Golovin with 3, Balde, Mendy, Rodríguez all with 2, Ben Yedder, Mariappan, Jemerson, and Badiashile, and Tielemans all with 1. So overall, not terrible, but it's like we didn't win anything, so that's also a bit more of a worry. I think if we would have matched with PSG in a final versus matching with them in just a random game going up to the final, I think we maybe could have won something. That's promotion playoffs. And then we weren't in any of these, but we can kind of see who's in the Champions League final. So Barcelona and Juventus, so Inter and Man United in the Europa League. So PSG didn't even get to a final, and yet they pushed us all the way past Centurion status, which I guess would be a good downfall, I guess, if we didn't win any trophies. At least we finished with a good Centurion status, and well, now we have Champions League football next year, so that will be another trophy we'll be in. So we'll be in at least 4 competitions. I don't know if we'll be in that like one-off game that they have at the start of the season. I don't know what it's called, or if they have one in this league. But that's just the way it will go for this first season, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So here we are for the start of the second season. This is probably what we're gonna roll with, since Ben Yedder's gonna be 30 this season, and apparently he doesn't get played when he's in the first team, so this is probably what we're gonna roll with. And then Martial is now considered a striker, so that should work even better. And then we can fit in one more of the newer transfers, I guess, in Lemar. And we can get rid of these, and then we can just sort of jump straight in to the next sim. And there is that one-off game. It's the Trophy Champions or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce a lot of French things, so we'll go with that butchered pronunciation as we get straight back into simming here. Alright, so we have gone through here to January the 1st, and our group was Dortmund, Lazio, and CSK Moscow. We can check out that Coupe de la Ligue match because it looks like it went to pens. So far we've got 7 points in our Champions League group. And it looks like we're undefeated in the league until I check. Yep, there's our loss. But we will have a trophy out of this. We get the trophy champions. I don't know. But we've only had, we're top of the table by 2 points. Last time out we were behind by 1, and our only loss is to PSG. But that's it. Everything else we've won. You can check this. So we outright won that. That hasn't started yet. We're into the quarterfinals against... Okay, so we won that on pen. So we're against Saint Etienne. And in the Champions League, we made it out, but we are against Barcelona. We made it out as the second team ahead of Lazio, but Dortmund outright won the group. I think out of all the teams we could have had, there was no good team to come up against. So we will see the stats. I feel like we're getting carried a bit. Lecomte with 16 clean sheets once again at this point of the season. Martial with 15, Mbappé with 11, Golovin with 8, Fabinho with 6, Diaz with 4, Ben Yedder with 3, Bernardo Silva with 3, Lemar with 3, Onyekuru with 2, Balde, Jemerson, Badiashile, Jovetic, Balotore, Grandsir with all with 1. I don't know why the simming is broken like this, where we get random names popping up. But Golovin with 6, Mbappé and Aguilar with 5, Bernardo Silva with 4, Martial and Balde with 2, Balotore, Sidibe, Fabinho, Lemar all with 1. We can make the substitution here to bring in Tielemans for Rodríguez, and we can bring on Golovin for Moutinho there. Tielemans at an 85, Bernardo Silva at an 90, Fabinho at an 89, Lemar at an 85, Martial at 87, Mbappe at a 93, and Mendy has only gone up 2 since he got here at an 82. Not too much to really say. Let's just kind of hope we can find our way deep into cup competitions and maybe get through in the league a bit more, and then we can just sort of see going into this last season what we're sort of working with, because our center backs are going to be pretty low going into this final season, so it might be worth seeing if we have any youth players that we can promote to just sort of outgrow those players in the last season and whatever. But let's just get straight on into the simming here. And we have hit the end of the season here, and we can kind of skim through our league results here. It looks like we won the semifinals of the Coupe Nationale against PSG. So we might be in the final there. We beat Barcelona 2-0. We won the final of the Coupe de la Ligue. We lost 3-0 in the first leg. So we lost out to Barcelona 3-2 on aggregate. Strasbourg, Toulouse. I mean, to be honest, it looks like we had a pretty alright second half. A few more losses and draws than I would have maybe liked. And if we would have seen it there, it looks like we did indeed win the league title. Centurions once again. This time a much closer title. We won it on 101 points. PSG lost it out by 100 points. But back-to-back Centurions, and this season having the league, the trophy champs, the Coupe Nationale, and the Coupe de la Ligue. We've done a domestic treble so far, and we could up it to a domestic quad if we beat Marseille, it would be the full quad, but I don't know if that's necessarily the best we could have done, because we won nothing in the first season. So the second season, then we've won a quad, potentially. We've done a domestic treble, but it's kind of sort of treble because of the trophy champs. But I mean, it's a pretty good squad. So hopefully we can get away here with a domestic quad. And we're going to have Champions League next season. So hopefully we got a few more center backs here in the reserves. Not really. No. We could probably put Jemerson in ahead of Glick, but that's about the best move we can make for center backs. And now we just sort of have to sim into the next season and then hope for more trophies to follow and more European success than just getting knocked out in the round of 16. And as we jump into this final season, I realized as I had hit the button to move ahead, we didn't ever look at the stats at the end of the season, but I did see that Mbappé had 22 league goals, and I can only assume he had over 30 overall, and I'm sure Martial was up there and whatnot, so we can just sort of assume that that's roughly how it went for those two. I can't really speak on behalf of the other ones, and we already made up our squad for the season, really. There's no changes I'm going to make from the Jemerson move I had there at the end of last season, and so we will just jump straight into simming, and this is hopefully another good season of success and being able to bring in another quad, if not a quintuplet, if we get all 5 trophies possible somehow. That would be quite out of the ordinary and something that would be quite interesting to have happen here, but let's just get straight into the simming for sure for now. And here we are back in January here for this last season, and our Champions League group was RB Leipzig, Bruges, and Young Boys. So there's a lot of potential to get out of there. We beat PSG there in the Coupe de la Ligue round of 16. We're undefeated in the Champions League as well. A couple of stumbles there in the league, but overall we've moved in pretty well, and we are undefeated in the Champions League. We had won all of our group stage games. We are top of the table, exact same wins, draws, and losses as PSG, only beating them out with the same amount of goals for, but only beating them by 1 goal less allowed. But we're tied on 51 points in the Trophée des Champs. We lost, so we can't do the quad or the quintuplet. Well, we can do a quad, but we can't do a quintuplet. In the Coupe Nationale, that hasn't started. In the Coupe de la Ligue, we've got Nice in the quarters. In the Champions League, we've got Valencia, which is pretty favorable to us. Yeah, we finished, didn't let in a single goal, all 18 points, so did respectably well there. There's no contracts to worry about because there is no next season, so there's nothing really to worry about there. We've got Fabinho on a 91, Tielemans on a 85, Bernardo Silva on a 90, Aguilar at an 80, Jemerson and Mariap on a 79, Lecomte at an 84, Mendy at an 84, Lemar at an 87, and Mbappé at a 96 at 23 years of age. Just a little impressive, I would say. A 96 overall. He's probably carrying this forward line pretty well. Lecomte at 15 clean sheets. Martial with 17. Mbappé with 15. Lemar with 9. Bernardo Silva and Fabinho with 5. Sidibe with 4. Golovin with 3. Balde and Glick with and Aguilar with 2. Balotore, Kondogbia with 1. And Mbappe with 7 assists. Lemar with 6. Martial, Bernardo Silva, and Golovin with 4. Fabinho with 3. Grand Sir with 2. Mendy, Badiashile with Jemerson and Aguilar with 1. A lot of random names pop up in those goals and assists. I don't understand why there's so much random sort of luck with who gets played in these games and whatnot, but we'll sim up here to the 22nd, and that will be that. It'll be either we'll end the season there, or we will have a couple of cup finals to look forward to, but I will see you guys then at the end of the season. And here we are at the end all be all of this Throwback Team Challenge. We did advance past Valencia, and then we ran into another Spanish team in which we lost 3-2 to Real Madrid in the quarterfinals, and we won in the semifinals of the Coupe Nacional, and I'm pretty sure we won the Coupe de la Ligue final. Yep, we beat Saint Etienne. We beat PSG, so that's a big win there. We can check the Valencia scores here. So we beat them 5-2 on aggregate, so pretty confident there. It doesn't appear we dropped a ridiculous amount of points in the league, and it seems like we won our cup ties pretty convincingly there. And so Mbappé is at a 97, so undoubtedly he's been one of the best players we've had here. And everyone else is pretty much leveled off, and I think since we'll be in the Coupe Nacional final against PSG, no shock there, we can take a look at the league standings here, kind of see how things ended up in the league. Centurion status every year. I think we finished on 305 points overall, undefeated, so we were Invincibles and Centurions here in this last season, so very impressive there. Paris 1 point off behind us. They beat us in the Trophée des Champions, and we have them in the Coupe Nationale. In the final of the Coupe de la Ligue, we won that. Champions League final, just to see who it is. It's Barca and Liverpool. And I guess all that there is left to do is sim to the we'll just do it this way to avoid getting the email distractions. Sim up here to the Coupe Nationale final here against PSG, and hopefully walk away with what would be our third back-to-back trophy we would have won. So we could either end up with 6 trophies, or we will end up with 7. Still no European success, which oftentimes is very worrying that the simulation doesn't ever seem to work out in our favor on that. Here we have lost the final here to PSG 2-1. Lemar got hurt, but overall it was quite a successful season, especially in a successful career, given that our defense was terrible basically compared to what we had to deal with. I mean, a 79 and 2 80s and an 84 rated goalkeeper were our defense minus Mendy, which is pretty shocking, to be honest. And we can check out here the Final stats: Lecomte with 32 clean sheets, Mbappé with 36, Martial 31, Lemar with 26, Fabinho and Golovin with 11, Bernardo Silva with 7, Sidibe and Aguilar with 6, Mendy with 3, Balde, Glick with 2, Ballo-Touré, Jemerson, Onyekuru, Kondogbia all with 1. And in the assists, Mbappé with 19, Lemar with 16, Bernardo Silva with 11, Golovin with 10, Martial with 8, Fabinho with 5, Mendy with 3, Mariappan and Grandsir with 2, Badiashile and Jemerson and Aguilar all with 1. Overall, I'd say with the team we had in terms of the defense, this is a success. Now, had we had a bit better center backs, I would have probably hoped to have seen 1 or 2 more trophies go our way. But we ended up with 1 Trophy de Champions, the 2 league titles, 2 Coupe de la Ligues, and 1 Coupe Nationale. So we end up with 6 trophies, which I think is 1 less than the Dortmund one. But I think we also progressed as far as Dortmund did in the Champions League, which in their case they had a lot better defense and we had a terrible defense compared to them. So I'd say overall this has been a success relative to the strength of our defense, and that's basically the limiting factor of this team, was the defense was so poor compared to what it could have been. So overall, I'm pretty happy, especially seeing Mbappé at a 97 at 23 years of age. I couldn't even tell you the sort of stats this guy must put up if we were to actually play with this team, and it's quite impressive to see Fabinho at a 92 as well in his respects. He is clearly a tank in that midfield for this team, and those are my 2 biggest surprises, I'd say, in overall terms. I thought Mbappé would have probably capped out when he hit that 96. Even if he would have hit a 95, I probably would have said he's done there. And so, yeah, I've got nothing more to really say. This Throwback Team Challenge here with Monaco has been quite the success in my opinion, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.